Hey, thank you. We appreciate that, Ken. A dramatic scene playing out in Fountain City this morning. A driver stuck, then a fire truck stuck.
Yeah, a scary scene, as you can imagine. We want to go live right now to WAT6 on your side reporter Elizabeth Kubel with more. Elizabeth.
Hey, Bo. Well, a much different scene than the one that we showed you earlier this morning. That road that you're talking about, Fair Drive, it is now back open at this hour. I want to show you this road here because it looks significantly different, as I said, than it did earlier today. You're taking a look at it right now, and you can see that a lot of the water that was there earlier today and this afternoon has now all gone away. You're taking a look. Actually, you see a car kind of driving through right here at the moment. I do want to show you some video that we shot earlier today, though, of this road here. You can see it there, water covering the street. A KFD fire truck actually getting stuck in the floodwaters. The ground so saturated, the road giving way and toppling the truck on its side. This happening as KFD crews were responding to another vehicle stuck in the road, and we talked to the driver of that car about that frightening experience.
My mind went blank. The water is so cold. It started coming in immediately, so I called 911 immediately, and they said get out of the car, but I really did panic. I didn't know how to do that, and when I opened the door to get out of the car, the water was so absolutely cold that my knee-jerk response was to shut the door and stay in the car.
Again, that scene he's describing right there looking much different at this hour. In fact, within the last 30 to 45 minutes, we watched tow truck crews actually towing that KFD fire truck out of this area here. Again, that was happening within the last 30 to 45 minutes. But these floodwaters not just having an impact specifically on this road and this intersection here. Around the corner from us is a place called the Men's House, and they were also impacted by the floodwaters, actually getting some of that water into their bottom floor apartments.
You can look over there, the water is up to the building, probably a foot and a half up to the building. Also, it's in the 2 lower level apartments as well.
Now, that having an impact on the 8 to 10 men that live in those apartments. I am told that they will be spending the night tonight at a hotel. That's the extent of the damage that we're seeing here. Bo, Mark, I'll send things back to you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Now, we have crews all over the area monitoring conditions for you. WAT6 on your side's Laura Halm. She's been showing us some of the worst spots throughout the day.
Yeah, it's been a busy one for her. One area that's seen a lot of flooding, the Emery Road area of Halls. She joins us now live from there. So, Laura, how's it looking tonight?
Well, it's a lot better now that it's stopped raining out here in East Tennessee, here in Halls. We've been at this, I guess you could say, roadblock, for lack of a better word, for about a little more than an hour. You can see Emery Road is totally impassable. It's covered in water. It's no idea how deep it could possibly be. We've had a couple drivers come up and ask us how deep we think it is, and honestly, it's so hard to tell. We just know that it's not safe. What's really incredible is that over and over we've been hearing from firefighters and first responders who say, turn around, you don't want to drown. And we've seen at least 3 cars try and make it through this standing floodwater. They've been able to make it through, but it's a very big risk and a very dangerous situation. Now, earlier this afternoon, we were at Concord Street near Tyson Park. That's where we were able to see swiftwater rescue teams rescue 2 people out of a van. They were trying to cross Concord Street, and it was a very, very dangerous situation. Firefighters were able to get them out of their van. Excuse me. They were able to get them out of the van. They just had some hypothermia symptoms. Firefighters told me that the water in some parts was as deep as 6 feet, and it was moving very fast. While we were there, a gentleman came up to us, and he tells us that he was at the right place at the right time.
We come through here and then saw that van trying to come through, and we tried to stop them, and they just ignored us. And then when they were in the van, it started floating backwards. And my brother's like, he stopped me. He's like, man, there's nothing you can do right now. There's no way you can get those out. And so I called 911 immediately. And so then they started floating backwards, and then they tried to climb out, and we was like, no, stay in your van. And then luckily they got up against that bridge. The bridge stopped them because there's a bluff behind that bridge. It would have fell down in there, they'd been gone. And so then I guess it was the fire department tried to set up on that commercial building over there,
Yeah.
and then they couldn't because the current was so strong. So then they had to come up on this end and then work their way back to get them out. And so
How scary is it to see that?
oh, I just, it was one of those things where you think, okay, they're going to die and there's nothing you can do about it, because that would have been devastating.
Now that was just a prime example of why you turn around, you don't drown, because you just don't know how fast and how dangerous that water can be. I asked firefighters, if you do happen to try and make it through standing flood water and you get caught and you start to get swept away, what do you do in that kind of circumstance? And they told me that the best advice is to call 911 and stay in your car, because it's much more dangerous to get out and try and navigate those waters on your own. Let the professionals come and help rescue you. For now, reporting live in Halls, Laura Holm, WATE 6 on your side.
Laura, thank you. Hey, this is a look at flooding along Highway 95 at Highway 98 in Rowan County, just outside Oak Ridge. High water, obviously getting the best of some vehicles there. As a matter of fact, we saw several reports of flooded areas along 95, making driving hazardous.
Also, take a look. Here are some images a viewer sent in from 6th Avenue and Hoyt Avenue. If you look closer there, you saw a car that was stuck in some of the floodwaters there, just what people were dealing with. At one point, Knoxville police said there was like some 100 roads in the Knoxville area that were impassable. Rural Metro spokesperson Jeff Bagwell sending us these images earlier of vehicles getting stuck in some high water as well. Rural Metro urges people not to drive through high water. They have had multiple motorists get trapped already today. They say that the water is going to get higher throughout the night and urge people just to stay off the road.
Yeah, I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, exactly. Well, flooding on Wilkinson Pike in the Chilhowie View community. This is Crooked Creek, which takes the water off of the Smoky Mountains, and you can see here the flooding in that area. The viewer who sent this in says it's his parents' farm, saying that he has seen it flood there before, but nothing like this. So again, just some of the impacts all around East Tennessee.
Our Matt Hinken is out near Carnes High School now. Let's go out live.
Hey, welcome back to Carnes area. Where we're located, Harold Park Road between Oak Ridge Highway and Emery Road. And if you know the Carnes community, you know that this Beaver Creek is usually a gentle stream that on a nice weekend you'll find folks rafting and canoeing and kayaking and that sort of thing. Well, obviously Beaver Creek is out of its banks like a lot of the streams around East Tennessee, but look how much water has flown, turned this gigantic park into a big swimming pool. You can see the houses all the way on the other side of what looks like a lake now is usually just Beaver Creek running through here. And you pull down toward the end there, you can see one car that's submerged way down there in the dark, right on the very edge of the park, and then another one right here to my right, and behind me you can see that one stuck in the water as well. Just to give you an idea of how deep the water is right here, this fence post right here, it takes you to about 4 feet, and if you follow this fence post all the way down till it gets toward the water, you can see that the water is over the fence post, which is at least 4 feet deep. So the water's running very rapidly across Beaver Creek. We always tell you turn around, don't drown, and especially what's going to happen tonight when it's dark, you may come across a rural area especially that has some high water and you don't even know it's there until you hit it. So turn around, don't drive, don't drown, or like one of our viewers shared with me just about an hour ago as they were looking over here, they said stay alive, don't drive on nights like this. Send it back to you.
More stark images for you now. Go ahead and check out this house rescue from 509 West Beaver Creek.
Yeah, Rural Metro Fire and Knox County Rescue using a wheeled stretcher to get an older woman out of the flooded basement of the home there and into the upstairs living area of that house. Well, an officer injured in an officer-involved shooting in Blountville today.
This happened, as we said, in Blountville, happening in Sullivan County. The officer responding to reports of a barricaded suspect. The shooting happened around 10 this morning. TBI is investigating. Lots of police agencies across the region responding to the scene there in Sullivan County, and the officer is in serious condition right now. We do know that a news conference is going on right now, and we'll have the latest for you tonight at 11.
All right, we're going to have a whole lot more on your forecast. Ken Weathers watching everything closely for us.
Yeah, Bo, Mark, more rain to come as we go through tonight before we dry out Sunday. I'll let you know how much more rain we'll see coming up.